Studying in the Netherlands has been a bit of an experience. Like, it's life-changing, it's intense, it sort of transforms. But before I jump into all of that, before I tell you more about it, a few caveats. I did the International Bachelor of Media and Communication at Erasmus University, Rotterdam. Basically, I don't know if any of you are familiar, maybe you're watching this as a student right now, maybe you're watching this as a potential student, or even a graduate. In the Netherlands, there's a huge distinction between a research university and a university of applied science. So if you're someone who's interested in applied science, I don't think that this experience will match, because applied science is a lot more of a practical thing. And I think if you guys are interested, I can do a breakdown of what all of that actually means, at least from my experience. But for now, you can refer to this chart here. It can tell you a lot about the differences in the systems, but I just figured it was important that you know I went to a research university. I also went to a particularly diverse and international program. If you look on the website of IPCOM, it's really about the international community, being involved, being a global citizen, being entrepreneurial. So obviously that kind of approach is going to color my approach and my experience. And that's all I could tell you about. I can tell you about what my program was like, why I really loved it, and why I think studying in the Netherlands is always a good idea. So basically, what I did was a 3-year, 180 credit bachelor. 60 credits a year. The first year was very much theoretical base, what it means to study media, what are the basics of communication, what is the business behind media, different types of media and how are they used, how to use media as a social force, lots of things about media systems and how governments worked in terms of media and how each government sort of had its own regulations and what those systems meant. So I feel like I got a good baseline of what media means, how media works, and how that sort of helps you develop into a media professional. I really feel like that background was sort of the base for me. I think in my experience, my program at least was a really good mix of theory-based things, skills that you could use in the workplace, and a bit of sociology, which I liked. So a lot, but as you know, I don't know if you're familiar, but as the name implies, research university is really about teaching you how to do research. So a lot of it was a lot more read articles, analyze them, we'll talk about them in class, and then the outcome of whatever course is usually a paper of some sort, cited in APA. I think APA is pretty much the standard, American Psychological Association, for most programs that I know. I could be wrong, maybe yours is different. But anyway, so yeah, first year was very much theoretical basics, learning a bit about sociology, 2 research courses, a statistics course, which to be honest was complete hell. But hey, obviously we all need to know some numbers in some capacity. I will tell you that a statistics teacher once told me that my program was ranked the lowest ever in the Netherlands when it comes to statistics, like the easiest statistics across the board. So if you're really not into math, that's probably the best program for you. But yeah, the math still my average. And this is something that pisses me off to this day, a year later. Like, cancel math. Why does math have to exist? Like, it's just a lot. Back to the topic. A bit of theory, a bit of practical research things, and quite a bit of sociology and the different types of sociological approaches, because those can inform your research. Something I particularly liked was the concept of critical theory, which states that your perspective is entirely shaped based off of basically your background, your race, your gender. That's the sort of core idea, and the idea of challenging what is considered normal and heteronormative. That is something that really spoke to me. I could be remembering this wrong, so if I am, please don't cancel me, academic community. But hey, happens. What can I say? So yeah, that was the experience with the first year. It was quite hard. Fair warning for those of you who want to come study in the Netherlands. It is, at least at Erasmus, and in my experience, it is very much about being a self-starter. You're kind of self-taught. Teachers are there to guide you. Yes, mostly in first year, there's a lecture-based format where you get to learn a lot from your teachers, but it's more of a, I'm going through this with you, but you're gonna go home, you're gonna read all about it, you're gonna internalize it. It's not really a hands-on teaching approach, and the contact hours aren't that high. That was first year. Second year, you really dove into much more of your specialization. For me, I did communication, culture and society, and media and entertainment because I was super into things like representation and popular culture. But I really, so I did a few courses that specialized in that. I got to learn a lot about the theory behind popular culture and how important it is to study the media we consume and how to give power and imbue narratives to stories. And that's basically different for everyone else. We had communication and politics, I think. We had media and business. We had international communication technologies. Everyone sort of got to pick what they were really into. Whether you want to move into politics, you do media and politics. You want to move into business, you do media and business. If you're more like me and into shit like representation and popular culture, you do the culture and entertainment part of it. So yeah, there was plenty of variety. We all had to choose courses in the way that we get 2 focus areas, and those would really be featured like on our degree as our focus areas, if that makes sense. Next to that, we got to do a bit more research, obviously, because like I said, research university. But we also got to learn the management side of media. So if you really want to study IPCOM, know that it is more about how do I structure a campaign? What are the different types of content? What is earned content? What is paid content? It's a lot of the theoretical building blocks behind that. Basically, it takes you to the point where you're presenting a strategy to a brand. Someone once explained it like this to me, and I think I quite agree with the assessment. Learning at a research university really teaches you to manage or be at the theoretical strategy level. So you can prepare a really good strategy document, present it, and you can have ideas that line up with the market. But it's not like it's the type of program that teaches you to run a social media campaign or like, I don't know, Facebook ads. You know, those really quote unquote practical digital marketing skills. But if you really want the mental perspective, it's there, believe me. And then next to that, I think the year after I had to do a bit of electives. Electives really range from pretty much anything. Most people had to do a minor, but for me, because of Corona, they have this exception where you could take more courses from your own study, so I got to learn a lot more. Third year is really the year where you get to explore a lot of new passions or deepen your perspective. That's really how they sort of use it. And for me, it was really the new study of surveillance. I really focused on surveillance in my third year a lot. I took a couple of surveillance courses along with a mandatory media ethics course, because obviously with media there's a lot of gray area sometimes and you need to work on that. And then from there, you really move on at the end to your thesis. And then from your thesis, it's basically a research project on whatever you want, as long as you get to be lucky enough to choose the topic you get to choose. For me, you had to assign, I think it was 5 topics based off of like a pre-selected list, and then you get assigned a supervisor that's specialized in that topic and or the method you want to do. You know, there's quantitative research, there's qualitative research. I was always really into qualitative research, still am. Like, you know, more telling stories, more the whys and the hows behind things, not necessarily the numerical things, which goes back to what I said about canceling math. But hey. So yeah, that's basically a very quick overview of what my program was like. Studying in the Netherlands can be very international. A lot of our universities are very well ranked. So yeah, if that is for you, it is for you. Come and explore. But like I said, if you want a practical education, check out the applied science programs. There are a lot more about that. But if you love theory like I did, a program like mine will be good for you. I'll be sure to give you as much information as I can, and I'm happy to make more videos about this if that's something that interests you guys. Oh yeah, caveat, I forgot. Something that's very important to mention as well is the fact that you do get some kind of labor market orientation. We had to do this like portfolio about our jobs, what we wanted to do, and test apply for a job. But that's about what most people get in like practical universities. If you want to know more about this or have any questions, let me know down below. Other than that, I hope you have a super duper day. And if you're interested in my content and want to see other videos, I'd really recommend probably for this one, why I moved to the Netherlands, because I think it really connects very well, because I talked to this is sort of a part 2 of the story of what made me actually come here. So yeah, if that's for you, I'll see you there.